I'm gonna say that on the start of the episode, actually. So this episode is gonna be all about Star Wars. It's not brought to you by Star Wars, but it's all about Star Wars.
Brought to you by not Star Wars.
Yeah. What's up, Disney?
What's up, Disney?
No, but I'm canceling my Disney Plus because
Give me a free month. I'll tell you what the fuck is good.
It was super cheap. I got a promotion through Verizon. It was like $6 a month, and I've had Disney Plus for like 5 years now because I had that promotion, and they're upping it to like $15.99. And at that price, it's like it's not even a promotion anymore. I'm not keeping it. I'll just re-download Disney Plus when there's a bunch of Star Wars shit I want to watch again. But it's like, why the fuck are the tariffs increasing my digital streaming services?
Thanks, China. That's so funny.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are the tariffs affecting my social networks? What the fuck?
Yeah. Fat.
Welcome back to the Riff Ranch podcast.
Oh, Riff Wars. Welcome back to Riff Wars.
Welcome back to Riff Wars.
As of the recording of this...
Sorry.
That's so fun. As of the recording of this... Oh.
I thought you were going to stab yourself in the dick with that. He busted out the back.
He busted out the back. Yo, what the fuck?
It's a little sticky. You might have to... I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad, baby. I didn't mean to break your fucking... I didn't mean to bust you out the back. Now, as of the recording of this episode, we just put out our first... I think it's our first or second episode of Riff Wars.
Yeah.
Is the cinematic watch-alongs or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the cinematic watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And
we have another episode of Riff Wars that we need to put out. We'll probably put out next week, maybe. We'll see how that goes.
Dude, we have been trying to do Riff Wars since
for 2 years.
Probably the very beginning.
Yeah, we've been trying to do Riff Wars for like 2 years now.
Oh, fuck, we're coming up on 2 years.
We're coming up. This July will be this July will be 2 years from when we started recording. This September will be 2 years from when we started putting out the podcast.
Crazy.
I think we need to just choose one to be our anniversary.
We can't make everything about us. Jesus Christ.
I think
like those
September's
people who have a birthday in a month and they make the whole month about them.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hope I definitely don't know anybody who does that.
I don't know. Be kind of gay if it happened to me. No, but I think maybe September, that'll just like the date that we started releasing the podcast, basically. Mm-hmm. That can be like the time that we celebrate.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Star Wars. A lot of things have been done and said. Did you watch the Galactic Convention?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched recaps on it.
I did watch recaps on it. I didn't catch it live.
I was just talking before we started recording. I was telling Bailey about the Ryan Gosling thing. He's playing a starfighter in a movie called Star Wars Starfighter. It's gonna face.
Which can I ask why Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
There are so many. I've been saying this.
Not a bad actor.
I've been saying this since we were putting Riff Wars on the Patreon. Give me some no names. I don't want to know no names.
Yeah.
Throw a guy in there.
Yeah.
The guy who played Han Solo in a Solo movie.
The Solo movie's so good, dude.
It was way better than I thought it was going to.
It's so good.
My big thing is, and I heard somebody say this recently.
Give me C-list actors.
Yeah, give me D-list actors with a little bit of talent that has had no light. Give me that. That's what I want. Eat that shit up.
Give me Henry Cornsweet, who's playing Superman. He's pretty much a no-name actor.
Yeah.
Like, I want that kind of shit.
Go the James Gunn route and just completely start your own thing. And it's totally fine. Like, I'll eat it up. But I heard someard
throw a childish Gambino in there every now and then. Like, it's okay. But, like, I want mostly no-name actors, you know?
But, I heard somebody say they were talking about how people want new and fresh shit out of Star Wars, but
that's why
it's done,
been so long since they've put out a movie. It's because they know
people. Because they know people, they're gonna rip it to shit.
Yeah,
they're gonna rip it to
shit. If they put out a movie every year, it's gonna be the same fucking shit.
Yeah,
so they took like a fucking. It's almost been like a 10-year hiatus since they put out. When was the last movie? 2019.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
2019.
Yeah,
but what it is, in my opinion, people want Star Wars stuff, and they want it to be good, and they want it to be new, but they're not willing to really actually watch the stuff that they're trying to make their own. Like Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew was great. I thought. It was good. It was good for like you could watch it with your kids and still have fun.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing they have to do too. The reason why Star Wars is so impressionable to people like you and me, you know, or like our parents and shit, is because they watched it when they were young, and I watched it when I was young, and it was such a fundamental part of like me to, you know, doing my thing. Like even playing with sticks outside in the yard, you're pretending they're lightsabers and shit. Kids don't do that shit now, unless they're exposed to Star Wars. And how else can you expose a child to Star Wars unless you make it something fun for them to watch, like Skeleton Crew? Because you can't show a 5-year-old. You can't show a 5-year-old Revenge of the Sith.
Nobody wants to watch Star Wars Starfighter with Ryan Gosling. Like nobody.
Fucking Gosling.
You're not making Star Wars for my mom. You're making it for me and Bailey.
Yeah, you're making it for me and Bailey and Daniel.
Yeah.
You're making it for my friend's children.
Yeah.
Please make it good.
Please make it good. Don't put Ryan Gosling in it, turn it into a soap opera, and make it for my mom.
Yeah, this isn't fucking Blade Runner, okay?
Don't make it for Bailey's dad.
Don't make it for don't make it for my dad.
That's not who Star Wars is meant to be.
Yeah, my dad's like, "Ooh, damn! Actually, I like Star Wars.
I like Ryan Gosling.
Star Wars.
Maybe I need to get into Star Wars."
He's gonna text me and be like, ho, he is not my type.
He is not my type.
Ho, he is not my type.
Probably.
But,
He'll probably say something like that.
But no, like, and that's a big thing. I think, and I will say that
they're supposed to be
Acolyte, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
I think at making the whole. The twins being manifested from the Force, I think that's like, why would you do that when it's Anakin's whole thing or whatever? Or they could have like delved deeper into like a Plagueis thing or whatever. They could have done so much, and I understand.
I think it is cool. I think it's a cool concept because there's stuff like that in Legends, but they could have explained it more because in Legends there's like what you call a tear
another thing
in the
for the
Force.
kids. Who the fuck? What fucking 5-year-old knows about Star Wars Legends? They don't fucking know. Darth Talon. They don't care about Darth Talon.
Daniel's
These kids
know.
don't give a shit about titties. That's the only reason why we all like Darth Talon. It's because she's got these weird tentacle
You
things.
said Darth Talon, and I was like, which one's Darth Talon? And then you said titties, and I immediately
knew who I was talking about.
Don't even know her by name, just know her by titties.
Yeah.
But I know those titties anywhere.
I remember them titties anywhere.
Like Obi-Wan, hello there.
Dude, that's so funny. But I think, and with Acolyte 2, one of the reasons I like it is the Korean guy. Remember the Korean guy?
You know what they should do to save Acolyte? Like if they're gonna make a continuation of it, because they can't continue it. The second season got canceled. But if they want to continue any story beats from that show into something like another project, I think the way they should do it is make a Darth Plagueis project and make it set in the High Republic. Show us what Darth Plagueis was doing during the High Republic, and show us and that's how they can continue that storyline without actually continuing that show. I feel like
if you want to do High Republic shit or like Old Republic shit, just like throw us a bone and give us a Revan story, dude.
Yeah.
Throw us a fucking bone. The rise. We know how the story's gonna go.
They're remaking.
Give us a 4 or 5 season shit where you could see the arc.
They're remaking KOTOR in canon, but it's been in production hell forever. Like they announced it 5-6 years ago. You know.
There's a scheduled release anything.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved it. But not Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige is the Marvel guy.
Yeah, KOTOR is probably the best video game. That and Republic Commandos are the best video games they ever made.
Who the fuck is the Star Wars guy with the cowboy hat?
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni. Yeah. Dave Filoni, bro. And damn it,
Happy Hogan.
Happy Hogan. Yeah, him and Happy Hogan.
Him and Happy Hogan built this whole fucking thing.
Built this fucking thing. What you need to fucking do
in a cave with straps.
With a bunch of scraps. That's so funny, Kyle. Good callback. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You should call this Callback Wars.
Callback Wars.
Dude, so good.
So good.
That was really good. But god damn it, like they need some of that shit. And you got Andor. I haven't watched any of Andor yet. I'm waiting for it all to come out. But I
thought you watched season 1.
I watched season 1.
You blew me away when you fucking said you watched Andor, and then I asked you about Rogue One. You're like, oh, I've never watched it. And I was like, what? Andor is a prequel to Rogue One. Like,
I swore off Rogue One because I was like, whatever, dude.
One of the best, it's
hands down. Hands down, one of the best. Yeah, dude. I watched it up there with my roommate one day.
Hell yeah.
And she's just casually watching them all, and I'm like, cool. I come in the beginning of it, And I'm
We watched
hooked. I was hooked.
I've talked about it on the podcast a couple times. Like 2 years ago, I had Bella watch all of Star Wars with me. We watched it in chronological order, and
It's crazy. That's love. That's love.
Because Disney has it in timeline order. They have a playlist with all the Star Wars shit in timeline order. So we just put on the playlist and watched it all like that.
Yeah.
So what is it? You watch episode 3, and then I think it's Rogue One right after episode 3, because Andor wasn't out yet when we watched it.
Yeah.
And Bella was like, "Why are we watching this? This has none of the characters that we know from like anything that's going on." I was like, "No, but it's good." Or no, we had to watch Solo before Rogue One. We watched Solo, and she was like, "This is Han Solo and Chewie." I was like, "Remember, you met Chewie in episode 3." So it was like some of the characters that she kind of knows. She knows that these characters are at least gonna be important. And we're watching it. She was like, "I didn't fuck with that." She did not really like the Solo movie, and I was like, "Really?" I love the Solo movie.
Yeah,
then we watched
at the end where they got that fucking giant monster thing, fucking.
Then we watched Rogue One, and she didn't think she was gonna like Rogue One because it didn't have any characters that she recognized at all from anything that we've watched this far into the timeline. And she fucking loved Rogue One, even though
I can't ever remember his name. But the blind dude,
he's
just walking through. Yeah, Ip Man. Ip Man is walking through. He's like, Bruce Lee can't kill me, nothing will. And he's like,
that's exactly what he was saying. He's like, he said, Bruce Lee can't kill me, nothing will. Bruce Lee can't kill me, nothing will.
He's sitting there walking around, he's like, be water, my friend.
Be water, be water,
be water, be water, be water, be water. Just fucking scurrying around. So fun.
I like the callback in Clone Wars when Ahsoka puts her hands on Rex and she's trying to cure him of the chip and shit. She says, "I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me." That's a callback to Ip Man from Rogue One, because that's what he says when he's like walking into the blaster fire. Yeah.
I'm one with the Force is one with me.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm one with the Force, I'm one with the Force, I'm one with the Force. Dude, that's so funny. Daisy Ridley, you said, has a movie coming out.
Daisy, yeah, they're supposed to be working on a movie. It's going to be about Rey, her making her own Jedi Order. It's supposed to take place like 15 years later after the end of episode 9. And I was watching a video and the guy was like, who the fuck cares about Rey? No one wants to see what Rey has going on. And I was like, a lot of kids, like the target audience for Star Wars. Yeah, that's all they know. They care what the fuck Rey is doing right now.
And
I'm interested.
If
I want to see what
any more of this shit to go. We have to deal with a couple of years of kiddie shit. That's what I'm fucking saying. Look,
to make Star Wars great again, we got to deal with some fucking Ewoks.
Like, you got to deal with some cutesy bullshit.
Yeah,
you got to deal with a little elephant-looking kid.
You want Star Wars to make money again? That's what you got to do.
Hey, Disney, how about this?
How about this?
Sponsor us.
You saw Star Wars Underworlds was coming out. It's or Tales of the Underworld, because they did Tales of the Jedi, which was I loved
some of the huts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tales of the Jedi
was so good.
Tales from the Empire.
Tales from the Empire I watched one time. Yeah, Tales from the Empire I didn't like as much as Jedi, but it was still great. It was still fucking great.
And I love, especially with
you got to see what is her name, the one that framed Ahsoka for bombing the Jedi Temple. You got to see that she did become one of the sisters. She was like the 7th sister or some shit.
Yeah.
And then she ended up leaving the Inquisitors and shit, and she became a good person basically, and died like an old happy life. And
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? That was her whole storyline in Tales of the Empire.
I don't remember that.
You got to see her.
Maybe I didn't watch it.
Barriss Offee, I believe is her name, or something. I could be wrong, but I believe it's Barriss Offee. She's the one that frames Ahsoka for bombing the Jedi Temple, and then she's why Ahsoka ends up leaving the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, she ends up becoming an Inquisitor in the show, and you get to see her like being an Inquisitor and like feels like she's trying to do the right thing, but the Inquisitors are just too aggressive and too like imperialistic, and she's not cool with what they're doing. So she ends up turning on one of the Inquisitors, and she falls in love with this dude in this like little village on some backwater planet basically, and she ends up living a long happy life, and it shows her as an old lady
with a hick-ass husband.
With a kick-ass husband.
I say hick-ass.
Oh, with a hick-ass husband.
With a hick-ass husband.
I don't remember her whole storyline, but that's kind of like the that's me paraphrasing her whole storyline from that show.
See, what I like is.
With that being said, I'm super excited for Tales from the Underworld.
Dude, because it's going to talk a little bit about Django, Boba, some of the huts.
Cad Bane. He's going to be one. He's one of the main characters in Tales of the Underworld.
I hope they bring Embo back.
It's going to show him as a young man or a young whatever he is, young alien, and it's going to show why. It's going to show why he has the tubes, because a lot of people think that he has the tubes for breathing, and it's not. They're not like respiratory tubes. They're so that he can't get choked by Force users.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and the show's going to explain that basically.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's tight.
Yeah, I forget the lore, like Legends used to explain this. This isn't canon anymore, I guess, but they're about to make it canon through this show. Yeah, he didn't have respiratory problems. He had those tubes because they're specifically made so that you can't get choked by Force users. Yeah.
They probably talk about that slightly in the show.
Maybe, but they don't delve.
Probably don't explain it, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Jedi don't really use Force chokes.
I think it's his little robot thing says something about it, and he says it's to protect him from Force users. I think that's the only explanation you're given in Clone Wars, is that it's to protect him from Force users.
Yeah, to protect.
But
me
they
from
don't
people
explain.
Like me.
They don't explain what it does exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What I do love about Tales from the Jedi, though, is it's like a story of
So we've lost almost every episode of Riff Wars we've done. It's so like we've lost all of our like top 5, top 10, whatever we said. I just want to say top 3 favorite characters: Kanan Jarrus, Ahsoka, Anakin. Those are my top 3. Yeah, from least to greatest. And like I just fucking love Ahsoka. Tales from the Jedi is my shit.
I mean, I love Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I would say, God damn it,
and
dude,
after
it's
watching,
always so tough.
I would have said
It's always so tough for me to pick.
I would have probably said Obi-Wan in my top 3, but after watching Rebels with Bella, Kanan Jarrus in my top 3. He's one of the coolest fucking characters in all of Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, Kanan Jarrus is kick-ass.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I don't ever remember what mine are because I don't think Anakin's in my top.
Oh, Anakin's in my top.
Anakin,
sure.
I mean, he's cool. He's a chill guy, but I just think
I think
he's not a chill guy. Actually, he's the opposite of a chill guy. He's
the opposite of a chill guy.
super not chill and ruin the fucking galaxy for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, super not chill. He's like, I want to make this cool. I want to save my bitch. It's my galaxy.
I showed Bella earlier, but I keep seeing memes, and it's like the photo shoot that Hayden Christensen and what is that? What is that bitch's name? God damn.
Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman. I couldn't think of her name off the... But anyway, it's the photo shoot that they did together as their characters for Attack of the Clones. And I keep seeing memes of it, and it's people saying shit like, yeah, I would have turned into Darth Vader if I lost that too.
Yes, Sirski. Oh yeah.
It's like the photo shoot. She doesn't look how she does in the movies. Like they made Natalie Portman fucking bad for these fucking photo shoots for no reason.
Yeah. They put like dark eyeshadow around her eyes and shit. It was all smoky and sexy.
It's like I saw one that I showed Bella.
God damn it! They don't show her feet one fucking time.
They were like the one I saw earlier that I showed to Bella was like, yeah, the greatest crash out in the galaxy was justified for this one.
That's so fucking crazy, dude. It's almost like the story of Helen of Troy.
Yeah.
It's like goddamn, and Obi-Wan's sitting there like, damn, all that for some mouth.
All of that for some mouth.
All of that for some mouth, Anakin. Dude, I don't know.
I mean, I get it, but
I get it. What that mouth do? Dude, I still think one of my favorite bits that we've done about Star Wars is
Matt Berry as Star Wars characters.
Matt Berry as Star Wars characters, but Obi-Wan trying to like. Obi-Wan talking
he's trying to speak in an urban
He's speaking Mandalorian, and it's just him like talking like a black guy. Like, hey, what's up, Sabine?
We need to start watching.
Hey, what's good, girl?
We need to start watching Star Wars for this whole thing when we do Riff Wars and just fucking
like put on an episode and fucking make fun of it.
Just riffing,
yeah, dude, that
just
would be
riffing
fun.
around.
We should actually do that. I think that was the original idea.
That was the original idea.
Like we can go through every episode of Clone Wars.
Oh man,
so fucking many episodes of Clone Wars.
There are some.
God damn it.
But that's good content. Good content for a long time.
Can I just say, please don't cancel me because I was doing Black Voice. I was doing it for a bit. Master, why are you talking like Mace Windu? There's only 3 black dudes in the whole galaxy.
I think one of the funniest bits that we did, we were watching Clone Wars, and it's the scene where Duchess dies in front of Obi-Wan, and like you were doing an urban accent or whatever, and then Darth Maul stabs her on screen, and I just jump out. I'm like, no, please, I can't die a virgin.
I got you, fuck. Oh man. Oh man, Anakin, do not fuck this up for me.
Do not fuck this up for me.
Anakin, I'm trying to get that mouth. What's good, Sabine? Hey, yo, hey. Anakin, shut the fuck up. Fuck it. Anyway, dude.
I saw this video. I saw this video that was talking about how Anakin's allowed to say the N-word because he was a slave. And then it's like
valid.
It's like a little animation of him going up to Mace Windu and like, so somebody tells Anakin that, and he's like, I can say it because I was a slave. He walks out of the room, and you hear him walk up to Mace Windu, and he's like, "What's up, my
beep?" Yeah, no, he's walking up to the. It's like, no,
no,
I need him. Dude, that's so funny.
That's so funny. Anakin can say it because he's a slave is crazy.
Anakin's like one of those guys, like he's invited to the cookout, but just so everyone can see if he ends up crashing out. Yeah. Like, let's feed this white boy Hennessy till he punches a wall. Let's get this white boy riled up and see which one he wants to fight. And do bulldog fights, but with white boys. White people. Feed him Hennessy and get him all riled up. Give him E and J and be like, yeah, that's right. That's right. He said he fucked his sister. He said you like the fucking cousin.
Anakin's allowed to like feature on the song, but he's like Jeezy, you know? Like nobody's happy he's there.
Everyone rolls their eyes when they hear him on the track. They're like, ugh, paid a lot of money for that one, didn't you?
We allow you to be on the track, but you're not allowed to rap.
You're not allowed to rap.
Yeah, they said he's allowed on the council, but he can't rap. You can sing the chorus,
but your face can be on the cover, but I don't want you anywhere near my audio. Thank you.
That's what they told him about the council. That's exactly what the council said to him, actually.
Like, nah, you can be you cannot be a master, motherfucker.
I saw a video.
You was not a master.
I saw a video the other day, and it makes so much sense. Bitch. I guess this is me stealing content from another podcast, but I saw a video the other day, and it made so much sense because it's like Clone Wars makes Episode 3 so much better because like the first time you watch Episode 3, you're like, why is Anakin? He's so fucking upset that they won't make him a master. If you watch Clone Wars and then watch Episode 3 because they lead right into one another, it's like Anakin is the most decorated fucking general in the whole fucking Jedi Order, and they're we'll allow you to be on the council, but you're not allowed to be a master. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, dude, I'm better than all of you, and you know it.
Yeah. All of you fucking cucks, sit there on your little cuck chair and watch me clap these fucking cheeks out there in the real world where the real shit's happening. And you little green fuck, and he points down to Yoda, and he's like, Yoda's sitting there, like, smoking his little peace pipe.
Half of the Jedi Council in Episode 3, Anakin has saved their lives in Clone Wars. Yeah. Anakin has saved half of the fucking council. Why are they voting against him? I don't understand.
You, Master Windu, motherfucker. I see you over there. Like, he's like, fucking, it's Mace Windu rolling up a backwood. It's like, you always got a problem with a motherfucker. He's like, he's like, why are you trying to talk like me and shit?
You always gotta have a problem with a motherfucker.
You always got a problem with a motherfucker. And he's like, Mace Windu looks up at him, he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anakin's doing black voice.
He's so like justifiably upset, I feel like, in Episode 3 after you watch the Clone Wars, because it's like this motherfucker's put in the work.
He's put in the work. He can see that his girl's gonna die. Then his Padawan that
playing devil's advocate. Playing devil's advocate, Obi-Wan is like, Anakin, calm the fuck down. Once the war is over, they're gonna make you a master. Like, calm the fuck down. Yeah. Like, just wait a couple weeks.
Like, literally, all he had to do was be like, all right, bet, and then help him take down Palpatine.
Yeah, and he would have been a master.
Yeah. Talk to Yoda, be like, hey, look, this is what was going on. He could have left the whole fucking order. It doesn't matter. His wife is a fucking senator.
Yeah.
His wife is a politician.
He doesn't work. He's a monk.
He's a fucking monk.
He does not work or make income.
Yeah. He just lives rent free and he's like, oh, I got a good thing going here, man. I'm living.
You got the baddest bitch in the galaxy. What are you upset about?
You literally have the black...
I think you got the Black Swan thing.
You literally have the Black Swan. Pegging you.
Every night.
She doesn't care that you're disabled. Because he's missing his arm.
I got it. In case y'all didn't get it at home, Bailey.
She doesn't care that you're black. Because he was a slave. Oh, that one's bad.
Cut it out.
I feel bad about that one. That's not fun. Don't cancel me.
She was actually like... Weirdly enough, she was into it that you're like half a decade younger than her.
No, she was really into fucking you. Yeah. Even though, you turn What was he? How old was
He's
he?
9 in the first episode.
How old was he in the second one? Like 17?
It's 10 years later. He's 19.
Oh, dude, crazy.
And she's like 27. I don't know. Like, I don't know how
Dude.
old she's supposed to be, but like, she's older. Okay?
Fucking older. She had been grooming that poor boy. And it'd be different. If she knew him at 19, that'd be different. But she knew him at 9.
She knew him at 9.
She at 9. We start singing the fucking Kanye song. No. Speaking of, I have a buddy of mine. He keeps sending me covers of that song.
Oh my god!
Because they got rid of, like, they took the original one off of everything, and he's been sending me like Motown version.
Always find something gay.
Yeah. I've been sucking this dick for way too long. But no, it's like that's like.
I miss when we used to have the little mixer thing, and like we could put auto tune on there.
Oh,
I need to find that thing.
Oh, it's up in my room right now.
Oh, that's where it is.
Hell yeah!
I forgot what happened to it.
Oh yeah, dude! I went to pull that bitch out the other day, and I was like, I don't even think this fucker will work anymore. Like, it's for real. Like, it looks like you got it at Big Lots, like the text section of Big
It won't
Lots.
charge unless you put the dongle in first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dangled it up. But also,
anyway.
side note. So, new Darth Maul show.
Oh yeah.
Shadow
I haven't
Lord.
seen anything about that. You saw Star Wars Eclipse? It's an RPG that they're making. A Star Wars RPG. It's gonna be a Star Wars Skyrim basically.
That is, I need that.
Yeah. I'm gonna bust all over that.
Dude, I will actually buy a PS5 if that's what I need to do to fucking play it. I swear to God, and I swear off spending all that kind of money on shit.
Yeah, it'll
this
probably
right here is different,
It'll
but
probably only be on like PC, PS5, and whatever the new Xbox is.
and of course you're gonna emulate it.
I'm probably not. I'll probably buy it.
He said, no, dude, that's
really-
honest. He said, I'm gonna use my honest to God paper bills.
Those are honest to God, hardworking people. I really only emulate Nintendo games.
Yeah. I steal
aren't-
from the Japanese.
Those aren't even real people.
God damn it, dude. You can say that because you're Asian.
Yeah.
Even though I said it, you can say it. It was.
I don't think so. It's like it's a different kind of racism.
Dude, that's so fucked up, dude. If you hadn't watched the show before and you have no context to like who I am and who you
If
are.
you're just watching this for Star Wars, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're just watching this and you don't know who we are, you wouldn't know that he's Asian
Why are you here?
and I'm a homo. So when I fucking say drop an F-bomb, people get all antsy, and anytime he says something along the lines of a yellow racism,
Yellow racism. That's funny.
which is more racist than you saying the
Star Wars Eclipse, they just dropped a trailer for it. It looks like it's going to take place in the High Republic, I think.
Amazing.
Which
I
is
love
cool.
that though.
Yeah,
It's you like travel to Coruscant and all the other.
I don't know if you'll be able to. It was like a cinematic trailer. It wasn't like any gameplay or anything.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to leave the planet or if you're stuck where you are, or like what's going on with that. I just know that it's a Star Wars RPG. I say it's like Skyrim because it's an RPG, but like I don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, you know, sometimes EA owns. EA is usually the one.
EA owns the game rights for Star Wars.
Yeah, dude. EA is always doing some weird shit with Star Wars games. Besides Fallen Order's kick ass. But that's kind of like mapped out.
Yeah.
So like you can't really.
Yeah.
You can't really role play.
Most RPG games, most role playing games are open world, so I'm assuming it's going to be open world like Skyrim, which would be super sick. And if it takes place in the High Republic, I really love that because I feel like not enough shit has come out in the High Republic.
Yeah, dude. We got a fucking Harry Potter RPG. How do we get a Harry Potter RPG before we got
Bella loves it. she plays it on her Steam Deck. That's her favorite game on Steam
it's
Deck.
fun. I mean, I've never played, but it was fun.
Yeah, but imagine like you can sit on the couch and sit here like play Hogwarts like a fucking Game Boy. Like Bella loves it.
Dude, yeah, it's kick ass.
Yeah.
But like that, we got that before we got a Star Wars.
She's into so you know, because there's the Fantastic Beast movies as well.
Yeah.
There's a whole beast catching mechanic, and you can have different like terrariums and put different animals.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's the fucking room of requirement, right?
Yeah, that's her favorite part of the game is collecting the animals like Pokemon and fucking breeding them and making new animals and doing fucking shit like that. That's her favorite part about the Hogwarts game.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this is Star Wars, not
This is Star Wars. Okay. Hey yo, cut back to the previous episode real quick. The fucking crazy video game that I would like to play again for the Viva Pinata. Viva Pinata.
Hell yeah, Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata. Star Wars stoked. Jesus Christ.
What was the other Star Wars game that I saw? Eclipse was the big one I saw. I saw the thing about Ryan Gosling, and then the Mall show. But I did. It's supposed to take place about his like whole criminal empire, which I feel like has been underutilized. I feel like outside of the Empire, Maul should be the big bad during that time in Star Wars. Like he should have a criminal empire, and they should do like a series of movies building like characters going up against his criminal empire or something, and build him up as like the big bad in those movies.
Or maybe like they could have had well, actually, if you think about it, Boba Fett goes up against the Pike Syndicate, remember?
Yeah, see, exactly. Like you could have Boba Fett.
And if you got what is it?
Who wouldn't go see a Boba Fett versus Maul movie? Come on, yeah.
Who would win?
And we know by the time of Rebels,
plot twist, they join up.
We know that by the time of Rebels, Maul isn't the leader of a crime syndicate anymore because Ezra finds him on fucking. I was about to say Mandalore. Fucking. Wait, was it Mandalore? I don't remember where the fuck he finds him, but on the planet where Ezra and Ahsoka find him, and then Ahsoka fights Vader. All that happens on that planet.
Yeah.
And he's like just an old like hermit man looking for Obi-Wan now.
Yeah.
So we know that he loses his crime syndicate. They should have a whole series building up Maul as the main villain, and we get to see how he loses his syndicate.
Well, and I was actually just watching something about this today. So, what is it? The Son of Dathomir, the Fall of Dathomir comics?
Yeah, the Son of Dathomir.
So
that shows how he survived in Episode 1, but it also shows how he survived after Palpatine captured him in Clone Wars.
Well, I think it might be the Fall of Dathomir. It's where basically, actually, I think it's in between the beginning of Episode 3 and so on, because Count Dooku's in the comic. But what they could have done is they could have adapted that storyline and kind of pushed it to where like it explains like
that whole comic was supposed to be a part of the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
did you know that?
Because I think they might have said that in that video.
Clone Wars canceled Darth Maul's storyline because he gets captured by Palpatine in the show, and that's the last time you see Maul in the original run of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And then you don't see him again until Clone Wars came back and they finished the show finally, and he fights Ahsoka. But it doesn't explain how he got free.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't explain how he got free is because that comic book came out between those seasons of the show.
And there was something else too. Oh, also in the story, they should have. That would have been the last time Sidious and Maul see each other.
Yes.
And basically, Maul just like gets away.
Yeah, basically.
He like gets away, and Palpatine gets to kill the mother.
The Night Mother.
Night Mother.
Yeah.
And he basically like eliminated, because like she's basically the biggest threat to him, because she's able to use
equivalent to Palpatine in power. Yeah, like her, Yoda, and Palpatine are all pretty like.
And she was
equal.
able to fucking. He was able to get rid of her, and but I think they should have.
And then other.
But I think they will touch a little bit on that.
Other Star Wars material talks about how Palpatine stays in hiding in the new movies until Luke is dead, because Luke is more powerful than Yoda or anyone else. Like, he's more powerful than Palpatine, basically. And Palpatine wouldn't have been able to come back until Luke died in the new series. For the long pause. In the new trilogy, yeah, that's why Palpatine doesn't pop up until Luke is dead, is because Luke is more powerful than Yoda or any of the other Grand Masters that there's ever been.
So he's like, "Hello, I am back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get Daisy Ridley."
Palpatine is back, and we don't know how.
Yeah. Somehow Palpatine returned. And it's fucking, and then it's...
I hate that movie. I love the second half of that movie, but I hate the first half of that movie.
Somehow
Palpatine is back.
Like, somehow... Sorry. Palpatine returned.
We lost the audio on that episode that we shot too, but I was talking about the first episode of Riff Wars that we did. I think that movie would have been so much better if J.J. Abrams just wasn't worried about like correcting the shit from episode 8. If he was just like, okay, episode 8 happened, we can't change the fact that it happened. Let's just roll with what we have and move on. But instead, he spends the first half of that movie trying to course correct what happened in the last movie, and that's the worst part of the movie. Is
Forgot
the
all
first
about
half.
Rose?
Yeah, the first half of that movie is the worst part of it. Like.
And first off, why would an ancient Sith dagger?
That's another thing.
Dagger,
that's another thing that got cut out because we lost the audio to the last episode. But you said that. Why would an ancient Sith dagger? You can go ahead and finish.
An ancient Sith dagger. Why would it have the coordinates to where the Death Star fell and how it was sitting broken? Like
Parts of that movie
she's
make me
like,
so
oh my
angry.
God, look at that! Everyone, look at that! It's the Force, and it's like
8 also isn't as bad as I remember. I said this in the episode where we lost the audio, but 8 wasn't as bad as I remember.
I also said that 9 was not as bad as I remember.
No, I don't really love the new trilogy, but after watching it again with Bella, I was like, none of these movies are as bad as I remember them being.
Yeah. It's
also,
just the
I liked
Stifler
7.
aspect of them that I'm like, God damn it.
I liked 7 the first time I watched it in theaters. And watching it again with Bella, I was like, I liked that less this time watching it. And then I watched 8 and 9, and I was like, I liked both of these more than when I watched them in theaters.
But I like 8 because it's humorous, and it really threw me the fuck off when I saw Luke, like this guy that...
I said this on the episode where we lost the audio too, but I realized a couple weeks ago, I've seen all the Star Wars movies in some kind of theater because I watched all the prequels in theaters, and I saw all the sequel movies in theaters. And then my uncle had a home theater, literally his whole home theater. It was like in the back of his home gym that he had when I was a kid. And he had all 3 of the original Star Wars movies, and I used to watch them at his home theater whenever we'd go over there. Super kick-ass. Super kick-ass. Yeah. So I just thought that was like a really cool thing, like a little badge that I can put on and be like, I've seen all the Star Wars movies in theaters. It's super cool.
That's kick-ass. You know, a thing that I like to think about when I'm talking about Star Wars, I got to see the original Star Wars before any of the edits. Like the OG copies of Star Wars?
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for an episode of A New Hope and a copy of A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back from the years they were released on VHS, still with the case and everything. And sometimes it's hard to find, but I got one up there of Return of the Jedi.
Jay, my sister's boyfriend, just told me a story about how his dad had one of those as a kid, and he wasn't into Star Wars, so he didn't know what he had, and he sold it at a garage sale for $5.
Yeah.
And Jay was so fucking mad when he found out, because Jay's a huge Star Wars fan and he loves that shit. And so when he found out that his dad sold it for $5 at a garage sale, he was livid. And I was like, dude, I couldn't imagine having like the original 1970 whatever, A New Hope, where like the lightsabers are almost more orange than red.
Yeah.
And he had that shit on VHS.
I went to a cabin and I stayed at this Airbnb in Colorado a couple years ago, and they had like it was like the old retro case, like it was and actually from that time. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm itching. Like I was like, fuck, I should steal these. Everything in my little crackheaded mind was like, you should steal this and act like you never did it. And I didn't do it because I didn't want it to fuck with my friend's parents' credit card, which we paid for the Airbnb with.
Yeah.
Get back home.
I should steal
the bitch I went to the fucking thing with, she took like a copy of The Hobbit. She took a whole bunch of shit from this fucking cabin.
You should have took it.
I could have stolen the whole trilogy. You should have let me know.
You should have let me know that you were stealing. I didn't know that we were doing mischievous shit.
Yeah, I didn't know we were being vagrants. I love that.
No, but some more stuff that we lost in the last episode I wanted to talk about before we close it out. The original ideas for episode 9, J.J. Abrams had some kick-ass ideas and Disney shut them down. His original idea was, so episode 8, the director killed off Snoke. We don't have Snoke to work off of for episode 9. So he wanted to create an entirely new villain for episode 9. Like some cosmic shit, like the ones. The father, the son, and the daughter. And he wanted to do some shit like that as like the main villain for episode 9. Disney turned it down. They were like, no, we can't have a brand new villain come out of nowhere for the final movie. This is the final movie to the Skywalker saga. We can't have a new villain. So then he was like, okay, well, what about Kylo? Let's use Kylo as the main villain. Like, he has almost the opposite story of Darth Vader, where like he's constantly being pulled by the good side, but Vader turns good in the end. Kylo's kind of also being pulled by the good side but he turns bad in the end, and he's the main villain in the end. And Disney was like, no, kids like Kylo Ren too much. He actually needs to be a good guy at the end of the movie. Matter of fact, he can't be the main villain. So J.J. Abrams was like, fine, here's my third pitch for the fucking movie. What if we went with Palpatine? And Disney was like, we love it. And that was the worst fucking pitch. Of the three,
he's like, let's just fucking throw Palpatine in. And they were like, great, actually. And you're like, I hate this job.
I would hate to be J.J. Abrams in that.
I'm gonna make 2 more Cloverfield movies. Fuck this job.
Fuck this job. I wouldn't even want to make the movie. If that's what I went through to make that fucking movie, I wouldn't even want to.
Just like gets his assistant directors to make it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dude, it's whatever, bro. You got them fighting with lightsabers, right?
You got them fighting.
You made sure
they can like pull shit.
Kylo Ren is a good guy at the end, right?
Yeah, if that's what Disney wanted.
Harrison Ford one last time, huh? Yeah, but fuck it, why not?
I saw an interview with Adam Driver, and he was talking about how J.J. Abrams told him the story of Kylo Ren was meant to be a reverse of Darth Vader, where he starts off kind of good and he's being pulled by the light side, but as the story goes on, he becomes more and more evil. Which, if you watch the original trilogy, it's Darth Vader. He's evil, and he slowly turns good, and then he's a good guy at the end of the story. So J.J. Abrams' plan for Kylo Ren was that he was going to have a reverse of Darth Vader's story. And Adam Driver said, I played every movie with what J.J. Abrams told me in mind. Even if that's not how the character was written throughout the whole trilogy, that's how I played the character, was as if he was going to be the main villain in the end, basically. And
they should have done, and then it could one last redeeming kiss.
Yeah. And
that could be the very last thing that happens.
Yeah, it could be in the very last thing. Instead, we got this shitty movie with Palpatine in it. It fucking sucks. And Adam Driver also said because they ruined the arc that he thought was planned for his character, he'll never play Kylo Ren again in anything, which fucking sucks. Because, I don't know, Kylo Ren to me is probably the best.
What the fuck else are they going to need him for?
I mean, yeah, you're right, but Kylo Ren's my favorite part of that trilogy. Like, it's fucking...
Kylo Ren, he is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like in the 7th movie, right? Is it 7th?
He's fucking...
He's fucking trying to piss himself, bro. Yeah. That's sick. I mean, I thought that was sick.
Yeah,
I was like, damn. It's like him doing it. He's giving himself war flashbacks. He's
giving himself PTSD.
Yeah. Like fucking punching his EMP.
He's getting his ass whooped by a bitch that just found out she had the Force today. I would be mad too. I trained my whole fucking life. I was trained under the best fucking Jedi in the entire fucking
galaxy. Is the literal chosen one.
My granddaddy's the chosen one, and I was trained by my uncle, who's the greatest fucking Jedi to ever live. And you're telling me I'm getting bitched by this bitch? She just found out she had the Force today.
She had the Force today. She just got that fucking lightsaber, which is my granddaddy's lightsaber. Oh, backpedal a little bit. We were talking about how like the kids and everything, and like how like
it needs to be more kiddie for a while.
Kid stuff, kid oriented, and like with Anakin, they see the I can't remember what Anakin's lightsaber is named, but they see his lightsaber, and they don't think Anakin, they don't think Luke, they think Rey.
Yeah,
you know, and like you were saying with the toys and everything, but
yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Daisy Ridley, a lot of fans our age don't like Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley is the most important part of Star Wars right now because that's what kids see as Star Wars.
What kids see, dude.
She needs to be in more shit. Yeah.
She is the face of Star Wars essentially right now. Yeah. Like her.
She's the main character to the last Star Wars movie, which came out over half a decade ago, but like the last Star Wars movie that came out, she's the main character in that movie. That's what people see as Star Wars.
But I bring that up again because I just thought that before we close it out, I'll throw this in there. I meant to say it earlier. But a friend of mine went to Disney World recently, a coworker. Before she left, I said, "Hey, don't come back until you bring me a keychain." And she said, "What kind of keychain do you want?" And I said, "Give me a little lightsaber keychain."
Give me the Millennium Falcon, bitch.
And I really thought it was gonna be like a little Millennium Falcon. I really didn't even like.
If someone got me a Millennium Falcon keychain, I would be so fucking happy.
Dude, this is gonna make my car go so much faster now.
Yeah, it's gonna make my car go so much faster.
But she comes.
I'm gonna finish the Kessel Run in 13 parsecs or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, 12 parsecs even. But so she brings back this little lightsaber. It's Anakin's lightsaber. And I'm like, holy shit. It's like a little keychain. I'm like, holy shit.
You found it.
Awesome. This is great. I forgot about this. Awesome. And I'm so hyped.
You know his lightsaber was?
And there's a little like a little label on it for like the name, a little like dangly with a name on it. It says Ray.
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
was like, oh,
It was Rey
that's
Saber?
right. Because the kids see this and this is Ray's lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's the lightsaber Ray's. So it's like
I'm not gonna front. Her lightsaber is actually really kick ass. It's made out of her staff, and it's the first. If you understand the canonicity of Star Wars, you understand that a yellow lightsaber crystal hasn't been made
and so long
since the High Republic, which is like the peak.
Because the guard the
you need a
temple
certain
guards,
you need a certain mindset and a certain connection to the Force in order to create a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah.
And nobody has had that kind of connection to the Force or like that kind of mindset of like this is what the Jedi Order needs to be in centuries. And Rey's the first one to do it. She's created her own.
temple guards always handed down their
They
staffs.
hand it down, yeah. They're not creating these yellow lightsabers you see in Clone Wars. They just have them. So there hasn't been one made in so long, and Rey's the first one to have it. And I think that's
I
that's
thought
my
that was
favorite.
amazing.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Rey as a character. Like, there's not a whole lot. I feel like she is kind of a Jane Doe and like, or Mary Sue, whatever the fuck it is.
Like a Mary Sue Jane Doe bitch.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of her character, but I love that final scene with her in it, and she activates the yellow lightsaber.
Yeah, I do think she is very important to like the future.
So to close it out, because this is like the third time we've tried to shoot a Riff Wars episode and talk about some of this stuff. To close it out, list of favorite Star Wars movies, like from worst to greatest. I'm gonna say this now. Episode 2, I think, is a dog shit movie. I think it's the worst.
Episode 2 is at the bottom.
Yeah, it's absolutely at the bottom. I think it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made. I think that it's hard for me to say. It wasn't. This last time I watched it, like 2 years ago with Bella, it wasn't as hard to watch it because I hadn't seen it in so long. And it was cool seeing Bella's reaction to it. But it's not a great movie. I also love the scene where, watching it now after knowing so much about Star Wars, Dooku's sitting there while he has like Obi-Wan all chained up and shit. And he's like, I wish Qui-Gon was here. I could use his help right now. No. And Obi-Wan's like, he would never join you. You're evil. And like Obi-Wan's like saying shit like that. And you can just see it on Dooku's face that that's not what he meant. Like he needs advice from a friend is what he's saying. Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's such a sad scene once you know what the fuck's going on.
He's like, maybe if he didn't die, I probably wouldn't have...
I wouldn't be here. Yeah,
that's another thing with the whole Tales from the Jedi. You get to see like the fall of Dooku and the rise of who Ahsoka becomes.
You get to see. I love
a fall,
I love that
and
in
an
Tales of the Jedi because you get to see Dooku was. It's like Ahsoka and Anakin. Anakin wouldn't have turned evil if Ahsoka could have said the right thing to him. I think, and they were constantly missing each other at the end of Clone Wars. Yeah. Like she's like trying to talk to Obi-Wan about like where's Anakin, and he's like, oh, he's with the Chancellor right now, he can't talk. Like they are constantly missing each other, and it's the same thing with Dooku and Qui-Gon. Dooku ends up turning, and he's constantly like just missing his apprentice, who he needs advice from, basically. Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, it's super sad, the dichotomy of it.
Dichotomy. I think after episode 2. I'm going to say 2 and then 7. Really? 7 is probably my second. I don't hate 7, but it's not up there. I don't think it's that great of it. Didn't do anything original. Like, it's just episode 4, but new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys are probably going to hate me. 2, 5.
What? That is insane.
2, 5, 7, 9, 8, 4, 6. Am I missing? Am I fucked up?
You're holding up 7 fingers, so you gotta be missing something. Did you say 3?
Yeah, 3. This is 3. Fucking 1.
I don't think you said 8.
8's over here.
8's over there. Okay, so this is my list.
What I'm saying is, I think Phantom Menace probably has to be my favorite for nostalgic.
Andrew agrees with you on that. So look, I'm gonna start 2, the worst movie. 7, I think, comes right after 2 because it doesn't do anything original, and then I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. A New Hope is in my bottom 3. It's one of my least favorite Star Wars movies. It's really slow paced, and it's like, I don't know. It's like not. It's just not one of my favorite movies. It's not.
Can I tell you, if I ever if I date somebody who doesn't know anything about Star Wars and
I feel like Star Wars fans fucking hate me when they find out that A New Hope is in my bottom 3.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why I was like, you're gonna hate me because Episode 5 is like definitely in my bottom 3.
Bailey knows this about me, so I'm kind of okay. So let me get through it real quick. I said 2, 2, 7, 4, fucking I think 8, 9, 6. I don't know. Honestly, I think 9 is better than 6 actually, but whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I liked 6 a lot as a kid. You know, it's got Ewoks, Luke's got a green lightsaber, it's super kick-ass. I don't know, like the whole Vader thing is cool. I don't know, I'm gonna keep 6 where it's at. And then I got 3 more. My top 3 right now are probably gonna be a Phantom Menace, Empire Strikes Back, and then Revenge of the Sith. And my top 2 go back and forth between 5 and 3. Those are my favorite 2 movies of all time. Like, of my favorite 2 Star Wars movies of all time.
Previously 3 was my number 1, but I recently rewatched it for the 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I was actually laughing my ass off in the movie.
It's a great movie.
No, I'm laughing my ass off because it is the worst dialogue in a movie. Yeah. The only one holding that bitch together.
Oh, you need to watch 2 again then. That's why 2 is at the bottom. The only one holding
that bitch together is Hugh McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and even then he's almost like, these guys are just doing whatever you want, shall you? Okay.
I think you need to watch 2 again because 2 is.
I haven't watched 2 in years. Last time I tried to watch it, I was like, "This is the worst thing." And I was a little kid. I thought 1 and 2 were the best movies in the world.
2 is significantly worse than 3.
I thought it was so cool because all the Jedis.
One's not that great of a movie. But then you get to like maybe the last 20 minutes, like that. I'm sitting there falling asleep watching it with Bella, and then like we get to like maybe the last 20, 30 minutes of the movie, and I'm like, oh my god, Qui-Gon's fighting Maul. I was like, this is so fucking hype. This is a top 3 movie right here.
This is my favorite fucking movie. It's like an hour and 80 minutes.
Yeah, it takes a while to get good, but it's like an anime. Episode 1 is like an anime. It takes a while to get good, but once it's good, it's really fucking good.
After you get through all that gay filler.
After you watch 1,000 episodes of it, it's really
after you spend an hour and a half of learning what the fuck the Trade Federation is. And fucking Gungans for some reason.
I've always loved episode 5. Even when I was like a little kid, that was such a kick-ass fucking movie to me. And 5 and 3 have always just gone back and forth as my favorite. I'm sure the next time I watch Star Wars, honestly, 5 might switch with episode 3 and be my favorite again. So it's because 5 was my favorite for the longest time again, and I hadn't watched Star Wars in years. And then I rewatched them with Bella, and watching it the way we did, like watching Clone Wars and then leading Clone Wars straight into episode 3, 3 is so fucking good after you watch Clone Wars. Like, 3 is insanely fucking good after
it really does hit different. I was telling my buddy Trevor that it hits different when you watch
That's why it's my number. That's why it's my number 1 right now. Is because the last time I watched it right after Clone Wars, and it is such a good fucking movie.
I remember we were watching it. We were pausing. We'd pause it, and we'd go like.
Again, it's like an anime. If you watch 120 episodes of Clone Wars, 3 is such a good fucking movie.
That really makes that movie so much better. Yeah. But it's cool because you can like stop it in some spots and play an episode of Clone Wars, and it'll That's how we did it.
That's how we watched episode 3. Yep. I looked up the list of like when certain events happened at the same time because the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars align with episode 3, and we jump back and forth watching that whole fucking thing, and it's so fucking good. Like Ahsoka, she calls Obi-Wan and she's asking what's going on with Anakin, and Obi-Wan has his hood on, and we know that Obi-Wan has his hood on because he's hiding, looking for General Grievous on Utapau because he just got to Utapau, and like I don't know, like knowing what's going on, and like the meeting that she has with Yoda and Windu, like that same meeting is in episode 3. Like you get to see them say the same lines and everything. And if you watch episode 3 and you see Anakin just walked out of the fucking room, Mace Windu sent him to go to Chancellor Palpatine, and then Ahsoka joins the call right after he walks out of the fucking room. Like it's so tragic how they fucking just missed each other, like constantly.
And all she had to do is be like, Annie? And snips.
Yeah, right. Like
Snips, my baby girl.
no. Anyway, I love episode 3 so much. I think that's been the Riff Ranch podcast, or that's been Riff Wars, whatever this is.
But I'm going to close it with this.
Yeah.
Even though I did laugh at the dialogue the entire time I watched that movie, I would like to say at the end I definitely did cry. I definitely was a grown man in the theaters.
Dude, talking about Star Wars again, I want to watch Clone Wars for the podcast. Like, that would be so much fucking fun, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll do it.
Yeah, you'll
Fuck
watch
yeah.
Clone Wars? You want to watch Clone Wars and Rebels?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Might as well watch all the movies too.
Yeah.
And
yeah, dude. Just to every
maybe I
episode.
should cancel my Disney Plus subscription.
Fuck, dude. I think. Fuck. Probably not. I can't share mine. I'm using somebody else's.
I can't share mine.
Fuck.
All right, well, this has been Riff Wars, you guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
We love you.
It went on
and we
longer
need
than I
you.
thought it was going to go. This is almost an hour now.
Oh my god, it is really.
Yeah, we
Fuck,
love
dude.
you and we need you.
We
Bye,
love you
Mom.
and we really
You're
need
not gonna
you.
watch this.
You don't watch this.